All right. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is Netflix cracking down on password sharing. So anyone out there who's ever bought a streaming service knows that you can share your password and login information around with some family members. And so, multiple households could be on one account, and it's a very cost-effective way of dealing with all these different streaming services. I mean, Jude, how many streaming services are we subscribed to right now?
Ooh, at least 10.
I don't think that's an exaggeration.
It's
Yeah.
not.
We got what? Netflix, Amazon,
Hulu,
Hulu,
YouTube,
HBO Max,
yeah, Apple,
Apple,
No.
Peacock.
Peacock.
So that's at least 6 right there.
There are several more.
I dumped our Apple one
Spotify.
for now, but
Yeah,
it'll come back as soon as C starts back up again. So
Yeah. We're waiting for C and Mythic Quest
yeah.
yeah.
for
I
Apple.
mean, The Servant is on there, right?
Yeah, Servant's on there.
Yeah. I do wanna watch the 2nd season.
So you're talking about how like when we have extra keys or accounts to hand out to family members when we have a subscription, right? Is that what they're talking about?
No, they're talking about you buy your account, and then you give that information to other people, and they log in under your account.
Oh, like if you have an HBO Max account and say, here's my stuff. Why don't you watch it at your house?
Yeah,
All right,
but
good.
this is for Netflix. So Netflix tests cracking down on password sharing. This comes from the Hollywood Reporter. The new feature could signal the start of a piracy crackdown by the streamer that's historically looked the other way on password sharing. Netflix is testing a new feature that, yeah, same exact line. Spotted by Gamma Wire, some viewers attempting to use somebody else's account are now being stopped by a screen that says, if you don't live with the owner of this account, you need your own account to keep watching. Netflix confirmed the new feature, which is getting a limited rollout at this time. This test is designed to help ensure that people using Netflix accounts are authorized to do so, a Netflix spokesperson said. In order to continue watching, the viewer is given the option of either verifying their identity with a texted or emailed code to the account's owner, or opting to verify later, which gives the viewer an unspecified additional amount of time to continue watching and later confirm that they are a valid account user. A source familiar with the test said that the extent of the rollout varies from country to country, but noted that for one reason or another, for the future, but noted that one reason for the feature is a desire to help protect subscribers from security concerns that can arise from unauthorized use of their account.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So goes on to say, speaking of HBO Max, the Warner Media streaming service likewise previously suggested it would not limit passwords sharing in the near term. The service currently sets a limit of 5 profiles per account, but it's unclear if users are cut off if they exceed that number. One of the things I noticed with our Hulu subscription is that, so we got like a TV in every room in this house, and we only really use like 2 of them on a regular basis. But the if you log into more than 2 Hulus, it logs you out of another one. So if we log into a third TV to watch a Hulu thing, it logs us out of one of the 2 main TVs that we watch, and next time we want to watch it, we have to go through the whole process of having to re-log in, and it's very annoying.
In the ass.
And I really like how Netflix kind of had their initial setup where you can have like 5 or 6 TVs or accounts going at a time, and that just helps with a household like ours, which is very kind of connected
Yeah.
uh, with every room. And I've also noticed, like when I'm on vacation, I log into an account and stuff like that. It's very convenient. So I'm a little bit trepidatious about this whole Netflix. Like we don't share our accounts with anyone, but like
Well, I'll tell you that the problem I've run into is we generally get the packages that we can share with our kids, right?
yeah,
Or our mother-in-law or whoever. Well, they live in Oregon, and you know, and what ends up happening is I turn my thing on and I can't get on.
Mhm.
And I'm like, what's happening right now? Then I get mad, right? And what happens is you find out that my daughters or my granddaughters have given out our information to half the freaking county up there. So I mean, there's some service I think where you can use to like see how many accounts are attached to your thing or something. My wife did it one time, and I don't know how she did it, but she said there was like 35 people attached to our account, and we didn't know any of them.
Wow.
And I'm like, Jesus. Yeah. So, you end up changing the password and chewing half the family out. It's like, do not use my stuff, or I'm changing the password again, and you're not going to get access to it this time. But yeah, I get this. I don't blame the companies for doing this. It's a service, and they need to get paid for it, whether they're the big bad corporate people or not. That's what they do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
So
mean, no problems with me.
one of the weird things is that if I ever go visit my parents who are across the country,
Hmm.
and I'll log into like my Amazon account
Hmm.
while I'm at their house in our room, so like we'll be able to watch TV at night, and I forget to log out, then like later on we'll find that some Amazon shows are showing up in our just watch thing that
Yeah.
we're like, we didn't watch that. What's going on?
Turns out his parents were.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny, but one of the things that interests me about this story is that there are so many streaming services going on right now, and it used to be like with cable, they would just do bundles, so you'd pay like one price and you get like all these different channels and
Hmm.
networks and stuff like that. And now that streaming is kind of like emerging as the preferred way to consume content, and cable's kind of fallen by the wayside,
Yep.
everything is separate now. And unless you have something like Disney that has like three different streaming networks and bundles them together, so they have Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, and Hulu, you're paying separate fees for all these things, and it can quickly become more expensive than cable was.
Yeah.
If you're trying to get all these different streaming networks, and
Yeah.
so kind of doing like a streaming co-op, where like we don't do this, but hypothetically, like if I bought Amazon, Vader bought Netflix, Jude bought HBO Max,
Hmm.
we'd all be kind of sharing the cost of all those things, and being able to watch those things. And so I feel like unless there's some type of agreement between the studios in the near future to bundle these things together, basically make a streaming cable bundle or whatever, um, account sharing is going to be kind of basically just par for the course for streaming
Yeah.
services.
And I would have no problem piggybacking off all of your guys' streaming things. By the way, I'll give you $5 a month. Okay, how's that sound? Good.
Sounds like
um,
sounds like we're getting the cheap end of the deal.
yeah. So I've actually been thinking about this quite a bit because we're going to be moving out of our apartment into a house like in 6 weeks, and
Ooh,
my
did you?
wife. No, we have barely even looked yet.
Okay.
But I'm thinking about this because we get a really sweet deal on our cable company here. It comes with our lease, so we get good. Cox is the big cable provider here in Vegas, and we get like their primo deal for like $60, but that doesn't pay for the internet. But normally that's like what 160, 150, $200 for that stuff. And when we move, I'm not doing that. I think we're going to end up probably. My wife won't let us not have cable, but I think we're going to end up, like getting like the basic bottom tier package we can get, and I'm just going to go all streaming. I think at this point, I'd like to cut the cord, but I don't think my wife would go for it. But
I think
it is what it is.
the cable packages became
Hmm.
so outrageous that like at one point we had like the deluxe package and it came with so many channels that were all just like bullshit nonsense.
Yeah.
They're like, we're not watching any of these. We're
Yep.
only watching like Prime, Netflix, and Hulu. We should just get rid of cable and just watch Prime, Netflix, and Hulu.
Yep. It's just I'll log on. I'll get on TV, and I will sit there and I will flip through the channels,
Mhm.
and there's nothing on. And anything that is on, there's stuff that you can get on the streaming because every one of these networks are included in some kind of streaming package.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm
You
never
know,
in the mood to like just see what's on and watch that.
yeah.
No, I'm in the mood for this, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna stream it right now
So
and
I
watch.
got a lot of thinking to do about that. I like my sports. Unlike a lot of nerds out there, I'm a
No,
kind of a sports guy.
we used to stream the
So
hockey channel, but
yeah,
we let it go.
when if I could find just like something that had all the sports, I could totally like not do the cable
Yeah.
and just go to streaming now. But hey, in the chat, Backyard TARDIS is here. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hello.
Um,
Yeah, we got some comments.
yeah,
Steven?
Pop culture minefield is in the chat. He's my buddy. I was on their stream yesterday. Thank you for that, guys. Tim Tringle is here, good friend of the show. And welcome to the stream, guys. It's nice to have you all here.
Hi,
So
Cal.
hang out.
Yep. Backyard TARDIS says, my dad gave my account to my brother, who then gave it to his roommates, who then added a bunch of things to my watch list.
Yep, that's
That
really annoying.
that's how it goes. You got to be careful with that. When we cut the cord with cable, one of the reasons that I decided to make that move was because YouTube TV offers unlimited DVR and local channels, and at the time it was like $40 a month, and I was like, that's way cheaper than what we're paying for cable, and we get all the same things. I think now it's up to like $60 or $70 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed a while back that, just like Jude said, we weren't watching YouTube TV. We weren't watching any of the network channels. We weren't watching, basically anything on there. And every network has like their own streaming app now, in case you want to consume that material. And so we decided to cancel YouTube TV, and now it's basically just a rotating door between Amazon, Netflix, and HBO Max and Hulu, because basically anything you want to watch is within like one of those streaming services.
Yeah, and now they have Discovery Plus, which is phenomenal. If you're into those cooking shows, or the renovation shows, or that kind of stuff,
I love
it's
those
all
things.
there. I do too. It's I get up Sunday mornings and that's what we watch all day.
And Disney Plus is getting ready to add a Stars channel, where basically it's the more adult movies and stuff in Disney's library.
Yeah.
So it's going to be expanding that too. So Disney Plus is going to be like a big thing, especially if you have kids.
Yeah, I think we kind of pivoted to the difference between streaming and cable over the password sharing stuff, but still, I think the cable and the networks, they're in trouble. People don't watch TV the same anymore, So
yeah, the big thing with the cable companies is like the internet access that they offer.
Yep.
And I know that when I cut my cord, I was talking to the cable guy, and he was like, "Yeah, in the future, we're hoping that the cable boxes that they offer, they're going to become streaming boxes, basically."
Right.
And basically, they would just connect to the internet, connect to your TV, and they would basically just act like a Roku, but it'd be through your cable company. I don't know how effective that's going to be, but they're going to need to up their infrastructure offerings and stuff like that. So we've got the Pop Culture Minefield. Hey, Salty Nerd Podcast. Pop Culture Minefield, good to have you in the chat. Thank you for coming. And thank you for having Mr. Vader on your show the other night. That was very nice of you guys. And we got good friend Tim Tringle Jr. in the chat.
Tim.
Hi, Tim. And we also got the Scarif Scuttlebutt podcast. Jude's room looks.
Thank you.
All right. Backyard TARDIS says, between Paramount All Access and Discovery Plus is basically everything I watch on cable. Yeah. We were subscribed to CBS All Access through Amazon. We subscribed through our Amazon account to them, and now they've made the switch over to Paramount Plus, and they've got way more stuff on that now that they're doing the Paramount libraries and things. So pretty happy with that. I don't like these streaming services that it's like, oh, you can watch it with commercials for $5 a month, but pay like the $10-12 a month, you don't get commercials. It's like, just stop with the commercials, man.
I enjoy the bundles, and there's
actors need to do those commercials to make a living, sir. So
there's there's some of the streaming channels out there I don't really like because like Stars, the Stars network,
Yeah.
they have like a very limited small amount of things that you can watch, and they try to charge you.
But
5 stars,
So,
they're
but I would
premium.
never. Yeah, yeah,
Shudder.
yeah.
What are we up to now? 8? I know we have more than that. I know we have at least 10.
Well, we're subscribed to Cinemax and Stars and Shutter through Amazon. So like those are their premium channels that you can like add on to the Amazon service. A lot like cable. It's like, hey, would you like to add this channel for an extra whatever?
Mhm.
I mean, streaming's basically cable now,
It
right?
is. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
basically what it is, except now it's more expensive and on demand.
I'm pretty sure if you got all the streaming services that you need and turned off your cable, it would probably cost just as much or not more than getting, the big cable packages.
But
So,
you know what's interesting about
whatever.
Netflix is that internationally, Netflix is like the big dog. Like
Mhm.
here in the States, we have, Amazon, we have Disney Plus and all these other places, but internationally, Netflix is really, it's where it's at essentially. And so them cracking down on password sharing, I mean, they could be losing out on a lot of money.
Mhm.
They probably are.
Yeah.
They just up their pricing, and so like my thinking is that they're looking to kind of stem the bleeding a little bit and try to up their market value a little bit more, especially
Yeah.
overseas. All right.
So to the chat, no, you cannot have my passwords. I'm not giving them.